Aaron here from the RadBoyz. I'm doing a little intro just to get everyone up to speed at where we're at with our projects here at the headquarters. So I've had a crazy busy few weeks. We haven't been posting as many videos. Rob started a new full-time job, so we don't have as much time as we did before. I'm still going hard here in the garage with projects, but it's just not as easy to film and edit. I mean, I can film, but he can only edit so much. So I'm going to try to get a bunch of projects started today. Maybe not started, but I'm going to go over upcoming projects, because recently I have acquired 7 BMXs and a whole pile of vintage road bikes. I don't know if I had this outside or if it's dusty or what, but where do I even start with these bikes? Let's start from the beginning. So from the beginning, I'm going to take you out here first, out into this shitty, cold, rainy weather here in Canada. So from the beginning, the first bike I picked up was this Rally Blue Max. It has loads of potential, seems to be all original except for a few things like the levers, and I don't know, it might only be the levers. Everything else looks to be pretty much original. So that was the first bike I got recently. Then I went back to the same guy because he had more stuff, and I did a bunch of picking just for random bikes, not all BMX stuff. He had a few low budge BMX bikes, which is what I'm about to show you, and some parts. And then he had a bunch of vintage road bikes and muscle bike type stuff, which I'm not really into, but because I'm in the BMX, or not even the BMX, the bicycle community, I know people that collect them. So I grabbed them up so that they can be saved by people who love to save this stuff and have you know, collect road bikes and muscle bikes. What I got was, when I went back, this is the pile right here, and it contains, like I said, a bunch of miscellaneous random stuff. What I'm going to be probably keeping and using is these three bikes right here. So this is a Venture GT Pro. This is an All Pro. I've never seen one of these, but I'm going to tear it down and give it a vinegar bath and clean it up. It's a chrome old school BMX, and it has some decent parts on it, like that SR stem. So if it can't be saved, it's good for a few parts anyways. You know, Akasu front forks, blah blah blah. And then there's this Monroe Shockamo, the Monroe Shockamo bike. I've seen these before. I wasn't really interested in it because it's a low budge department store bike, but I had to grab it anyways. And then, like I said, just a bunch of random stuff. So that's you know, in chronological order how I picked this stuff up. Then the next thing I got was, we were over here a minute ago, this bike right here. And this one's a nice bike. I mean, again, this is just a department store bike, but it's got loads of potential. It's all original. The patina is mint. Like it's in really good condition considering its age. You know, it's got the double gusset plates there. It's got a riveted on head tube badge. And like I said, with some cleanup, this thing is going to be mint. Few new parts and some upgrades, RadBoyz style, and that's going to be a nice little BMX. And probably the only Black Horse BMX indexed to the museum, which I am all about. I don't care if it's some high-end brand name shit. I'm all about rare. And I have lots of rare bikes that aren't brand name high-end shit. They're good quality, but they're not brand name. That don't matter to me. This is Canada. We didn't have a lot of high-end brand name shit in the 80s. So the next bike, at the same time that I picked up that Black Horse, the guy threw in on the deal this Norco right here, which is a complete blasphemy of a modification to a BMX. Someone tried to turn this into a snow bike at some point, welded on this big metal bar and pinched the forks tight onto it. Then they welded on this metal tube here for, I'm assuming, for pegs. They had something welded onto the rear dropouts, a ski of some kind, I'm sure. And also down on the bottom bracket, that's just the cups. So it's actually not welded to the frame, I don't think. But it is welded to the cups. And just big, ugly, fucking chicken shit MIG welds. Totally brutal. So, most people would think this bike's garbage. Even the guy who gave it to me basically thought it was garbage. But I do a lot of metal fab around here, and when I look at this, I don't see garbage. Look at that hole right there in that seat post mast. It's got a hole right through it. That is not good. There's probably weld on the inside there. Thank God it's right down low. You don't need your seat post to go all the way to the bottom, so I can probably save it. And there's a dent right here, probably from this bar when it turns. Looks like, maybe not. But other than that, the frame looks good. The bars are straight. The stem can be saved. Forks are garbage. Frame is borderline, but I'm gonna save the frame. And the seat post, seat, blah, 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 all that stuff, clamp, still good. That can be used. So that's what I'm about to do today. I'm gonna tear this thing down at some point and start cleaning up some of it. The other bike that I recently got, and this is probably the best of the bunch, is this 1985 Sears Hutch 500 Cell Pro. This baby is clean and all original, right down to the tires and pegs, grips, levers, everything is original on this bike. Like, it's still even set up. If you look at the stance of this bike, it's set up the way a 10 to 12-year-old would have rode that bike. Look at the bar angle. Look at the seat height. That bike has never been touched in I don't even know how long. Probably a good 30, 25 years anyways. 25 years, I wouldn't doubt. So, that's what I'm doing. I got all these bikes here. What I'm planning on doing is tearing these down one at a time, prepping the parts for the vinegar bath, which is right here, all my vinegar. So I'm going to one bike at a time. I'm going to tear them down. Whatever needs to be bathed, I'm going to prep it, get it all into pieces, and then I'm going to have a huge vinegar bath party with me and the BMXs. And I'm just going to start bathing every part I can fit in, soak them 12 to 24 hours, take them out, clean them up, and then, assess and reassemble. Decide what parts need to be ordered, and get to work. Last year I did this in spring. I built like 5 or 6 bikes all at the same time. I think I'm going to do the same thing this year because I gotta get these projects out of the way to make room for other projects such as this 89 Ninja, which is an important one to me. I want to possibly get this on the road this year and ride it. I haven't rode this bike since 2002, I think it was, when I crashed and wrote this thing off. The other thing up and coming is I got a full motor rebuild that I'm doing to this with a few custom bits. I'm going to take all of the restrictions off this bike, make it completely de-restricted. I'm going to customize it with, I'm going to do the second gear upgrade on it, and it's going to go back together brand new. And then this quad right here, I got to put a new recoil spring in it. That's not a big job, it's quick and easy, but the recoil spring broke on me the other day when me and the boys were using it, and I took it all apart, and lo and behold, it was glued together with JB weld. Oh my. So I bought it that way, not knowing it obviously. It's an internal damage. And it held up all last summer using that quad. Me and the boys used that quad multiple times last summer. Never had a problem with the recoil. And then this year, I take it out. For the first time, I get it started. You know, both of my sons took it for one ride each. On the second run of the bike, I had to pull the kill cord because my 3-year-old got a little out of control. And when I went to restart it, I heard it go zing and it wouldn't recoil anymore. So I had to take it apart. I had to push it home and then I had to take it apart, and that's what I found. JB Weld. What can you do? So that's a lot of shit anyways. A lot of projects. The Rally Blue Max, Black Horse, Norco, Hutch, Monroe BMX, All Pro, Venture, and then the miscellaneous road bikes. Because I am going to clean up some of the parts on those too, because that way when I sell them, I can get more for them. So, I don't know. Follow me along here. I'm going to start tearing this down. I don't know if I'm going to do it right now or maybe later. It's getting late in the afternoon. It's rainy and shitty, and I don't want to go out there with the grinder and start cutting this thing apart. So I might wait a little bit. But we'll see. Been sending a shitload of these packages out right here. Almost daily, one of these goes out. I've almost caught up on my order list. And this morning, I had to make a new order list because I got tons. Not tons, but I got a bunch more orders anyways. And I got some material yesterday for pads. This I'm planning on dyeing yellow because you can't get yellow material in this stuff. So I'm going to make my own yellow material. And look at this. And here, oh yeah, this is great. I love this rainbow. Look at that variety. Look at that Velcro lineup right there. There she is. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, pink. Blue, indigo, violet. I need indigo, purple, and then pink. Shit, I'm missing 2. Anyways, that's pretty awesome anyways. I love color, and this just means I can put more color on stuff. So yeah. Fucking lots of stuff going on here.